Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. I am Oscar Mike. Glad you are here. So what we will be doing in this playthrough is actually be checking out the new DLC. It's going to be that Whiskey and Lemons, and much anticipated. Now, I've seen some things, okay, on Steam and YouTube. The AI's got some bugs, got some issues, and hopefully we can get past that and have some good content for you guys. What we're going to be establishing here is just kind of creating our character in this first episode, kind of learning the ropes here, and then hopefully we can get into some large-scale action coming up for you folks. A little about me. I'm just an all-around history lover, particularly the American Civil War and World War II and World War I. A little bit also from the Bronze Age as well, Roman Empire, things of that nature, and times before that. Just an all-around history lover, and I'm glad you guys are here stopping by. And without further ado, let's kind of get into it. So for this campaign, we're going to be playing as the Confederate States. All right, and I gotta call it out here, guys. A lot of guys making videos, making content for this game would just continue with very easy and calm. I've got about, give or take, 800 hours in this game, including early access, and we took a hiatus. We just, you know, life happens, work happens, family things happen, so I took a step back, and that doesn't mean we're going to take it easy on ourselves. Oh no, we're going very hard on the difficulty, and we're going to go elevated aggressiveness. Now for our options here, everything's checked. Just to, you know, keep it legit. Auto manage for sure, because I don't even think you can really do anything as a lowly commander of a regiment. So let's get into it here. All right, so this looks good. I'm liking it here. So let's start with our portrait. Just kind of flipping. Whoa, look at this guy, huh? He's seen some things. How would you like to get a knife fight with that cat? Probably gonna lose. I like him. Okay. Oh yeah, he looks good too. Like the plume feather. Okay, Cavalier there. I like it. All right, so guy's tweaked. I like him. He's got some swagger to him. Those piercing blue eyes. He looks like our guy. We are going to be playing as an Alabama unit. I am from Alabama, so that's where we're going when it comes to creating our unit here. Let me see if I can find an appropriate flag. I love these flags. These are great. Good content. There we go. Independent now and forever. Hey, down here we dare defend our rights. That is the state motto, so I'm not bashful. First name, last name. All right, so just throwing it out there off the top of my head, we'll go with Roscoe. And we got to throw an initial because, let's face it, everybody had initials. At least one. I think that was, you know, that was the bare minimum. You had to have at least one. And we are from a, you know, well-to-do, established family. This is a gentleman of leisure. So he's got a stately last name. I think that works all right. Roscoe P. Whiteside. But you know what? He's also got some hound dog into him. You know, in him, I should say. Excuse that. You know, little Rottweiler. He's known by his closest circle as the Alabama Hammer. All right. Let's get this squared away here. Let's make it August. And 1825, it's a bit old for our guy. Let's just do a solid 1830. That'll make him roughly 30, 31 at the time of the war. Okay, let's get through this. Which of the following best describes your background? Okay, so I was born in America and I live there. We'll just do that. And just so you know, this is the first time I've played through this. First time looking at it. Other than what I've seen on social media and playthroughs and from the developers themselves. So Did you participate in the previous conventional war fought by the United States, the Mexican-American War with Winfield Scott? Yes, I was a volunteer. No, he was a junior officer commanding a unit. Did you study at West Point to become a professional officer? Absolutely, it was expected. I mean, come on. I applied as soon as I was old enough to serve my country. Okay. Yes, but instead of desiring to do actual soldiering, my motivation was to rather gain prestige on my way to higher places in society. This is a gentleman of leisure. You know, think Hugh Bonneville, Downton Abbey, okay? His entire being was to just be. He was a gentleman, so that's our guy. We are going to roleplay, and I'm going to make this as historically accurate or pertinent as I possibly can. Which of the following best describes your West Point studies? I was a top student, obedient and disciplined, liked by my teachers. Yeah, I mean, we're not Robert E. Lee. You know, we're not going to get through 4 years at the United States Military Academy with 0 demerits and still only graduate second in your class. How that happens, I have no idea, but I assume there was some shenanigans there. I like to study military history to learn from other successes and mistakes. I like that. All right, I guess too much marching. I mean, what'd you expect? I had so much fun among my classmates, partying, living like there was no tomorrow. Okay. B and D, we're going to go B. Which of the following did you find most interesting during your West Point studies? Geography, drawing maps, and planning. Okay, that's important. Natural science studies like math. Hell no. I was told there would be no math, sir. The uniforms, parties, and the companies of the ladies. I like that. I like long marches and making do with very little. Okay. I think our guy was, you know, he kept it together. He could separate the books from the social life. Which of the following best describes your life after graduating from West Point? I stayed with the army and served around the country, leading men and fighting in many Indian wars. I like that. Quickly became an administrative officer, moving my way up the ladders at different headquarters. Like, again, this guy's not really an administrator. However important it may be, it's just not his speed. Soon after graduating, my superiors noticed my diligence, and I soon found myself running many important projects like fortification work and weapon development. Interesting. Due to the lack of possibilities to advance my career in the military, we're not even going there. So I stayed, yeah, we fought with the Comanche in Mexico and California. I like that. Which of the following best describes your motivation to fight in the Civil War? I want to protect the Constitution and the values and rights I believe in. Okay. I want to fight to defend my home, family, and loved ones. I like it. Experience new adventures. This guy's, he's already had some adventures. He's already been on campaign. Decorated war hero, and have future generations read about my legendary deeds in history books. It's a little wanting. I don't think we're going to go that route. He's going to be fighting for his home. He's going to be fighting for his country, which will now be Alabama. Which of the following best portrays your reaction if during the war you were ordered to do something you thought controversial? Okay, getting deep. This could be, I mean, this is obviously got to be subjective. I would keep my feelings to myself and carry out the orders as it's my duty as a soldier and an officer. As a junior officer, absolutely. There's no way you would see a captain going to a colonel, even a major, and protesting. Not at this time period. I would demand a written order before following it through. The one giving the orders has responsibility after all. I mean, if we're talking about something like General John Bell Hood looking at the Devil's Den, you know, it's the worst ground I ever saw, and I'm doing this attack under protest, I think that's the route we're going to take. Usually we would just bite the lip and carry it forth, but circumstances. How would you describe your relationship with religion? My life is all about serving a higher power and fulfilling his will among the sinful men. I attend sermon regularly, as one does, and try to live according to religious values. But guess what? I also like the ladies, and I like the plug on the whiskey. I think that's a good cover. We're a believer, but we also have vices. If insulted by a fellow officer, how would you most likely react? I would turn the other cheek, gaining a moral high ground? No, we don't care about the moral high ground. I would forgive them who try. No, again, that's a little sheepish. It's not always a bad thing, but that's not who we are. I would abstain from punching the rascal and offer a fine set of insults back at him instead. Okay. I would avenge any insult tenfold, making sure the person would never, ever again mutter a word against me. That's our guy. Which of the following pastime activities do you enjoy the most? Parties, wine, going out with my posse, and enjoying life to the fullest. You only live once. I don't even have to read the others. How do you assume your best friends describe you to someone who does not know you? Quick-witted fellow, the life of any party. Okay, I can definitely see that. A well-liked person of good manners and taste, fitting the social status of an officer and a gentleman. Yeah, I mean, that's our guy. Hobnobs with the bigwigs. Which of the following is most important for an officer commanding men into combat? An officer must go through all the same hardships and dangers as any soldier in his unit, and maybe even more. Absolutely. Personal example to encourage the men, even if it compromises personal safety. Absolutely. Compassion toward fellow soldiers is most important. One should not place them in unneeded danger or risk. To an extent, unfortunately, you love a thing, you must sacrifice it in order to gain the advantage. So we can't get bogged down there. Administrative skills, however dull it sounds, slop no. Personal example to the men. I like that. Great leaders always lead by example. Which of the following virtues do you excel at more than the others? Hunting dangerous beasts, animals, and men alike. I have no fear, and I'm captivated by the prospect of a killing shot. Is that beasts, animals, and men? Swordsmanship and horse riding. Both are proper officer skills and will inspire my subordinates to trust my martial prowess. I like that. Planning logistics and handling complicated. No, we're not. No. Penmanship and beautiful handwriting. Okay. That's a little extreme. I think we're gonna go with the swordsmanship and horse riding as a man of gentlemanly leisure. If confronted with disagreement among your peers, which of the following reactions describes you best? I ignore the opposite opinion, as I know I'm always right. No, we are not a narcissist. I remain calm and defend my point of view, even if the others try to convince me otherwise. Oh, that's level-headed. I like that. Bickering is not worth it. I'd rather give in a bit and go along with others. I'm sure they follow the example at a later point when I need support. Maybe. I usually lose my temper and snap. No, we're level-headed. We're cool, calm, and collected. We're going to stand our ground, though. Which of the following do you enjoy the most? Impressing the others with epic stories about my accomplishments. I mean, we've seen some things. We've been around, you know. We haven't, you know, just sat around. So, you know, we have some stories. Solving puzzles like mathematical equation. No math. Or hands-on problems. That could be a thing. Order and silence that keep me calm and help me think. Okay. Watching a fire. I could do it for hours on end. It soothes me. Yeah, with, you know, maybe a hot toddy and a lady friend, but just sitting there staring at a fire. Let me picture it, guys. What I see when I read that is the guy you know and everybody else knows is a little unhinged, okay? Got things going on, all right? And you can just see the guy sitting there, staring into a fire, the reflections of the flames on his face. Yeah, just total psychopath. We're gonna go with the tales of valor. Which of the following descriptions for Americanism, whatever that is most accurate in your opinion? It's about breaking shackles and universal equity among all men. Everyone should have equal opportunities, no matter what their background, okay? America should be a leader and a beacon of progress and freedom in the world. Post World War II, absolutely, that was the case. It's all about the good old values and the freedom to forge your destiny the way you want. Manifest that destiny and not according to expectations of others. Talking to you, Dad. Go with that one. Which of the following, in your opinion, is the main cause of this terrible conflict, the American Civil War? The evil of slavery, plain and simple. It's because the southern states seizing federal property. It's about the individual states' rights to self-govern the way they see fit. Too much centralized political control doesn't properly take into account regional needs. Absolutely. I think this is the general consensus below the Mason-Dixon line. It's about the federal government and the liberal. This is just, we're not a radical. Which of the following best describes the goals you have for your military career? I want to become an important and influential general admired by all. Be nice, but that's not what we're here for. I want to serve my country proudly, and if need be, lay my life for the benefit of others. Okay. Most importantly, I want to see the elephant. News for you, my guy. You're going to see it whether you want to see it or not. We call that the big chicken down in Dixie, and you're going to get a taste of it. So that's just coming. I want to have an interesting life full of adventure to see the world. You've already kind of done that. So we're here to serve our country. If comparing military career with other possible options, which of the following best describes its benefits? The social events, parties, and the admiring attention of the fairer sex. All this in a stunning looking uniform. All right. Stable job. This guy doesn't need a job, right? I hate to say that, but he's born into wealth and privilege. He's good to go. You get to see the world, to meet interesting people and kill them if required, okay? In the military, you have the best opportunity to serve a higher power and to be an instrument for God. I like this. Which of the following legendary Americans of recent times do you admire the most? John Brown, who bravely fought for equity among men. Okay. That's a double-edged sword. One could say that guy was badass crazy too. Okay. So there's two schools of thought here. All right. I'm sure his heart was in the right place. The way he went about it was kind of on the lines of, I don't know, terrorist. We're going to go with George Washington, the greatest general and the first first American. We'll go with George Washington. In your opinion, which of the following descriptions best fits the nature of contemporary warfare? Modern weapons have such overwhelming firepower that it's almost impossible to overcome a well-prepared defensive position. I mean, did we get in a DeLorean and bring back an Apache? It's all about maneuvering around the enemy's flanks and to cut his lines of communication. Okay, I like it. Essentially to win the battles before even fighting them. I like that mindset. Nothing in essence has changed. It's still the well-drilled and disciplined lines of infantry breaking through the enemy, ultimately in a timely bayonet charge. Yes, that's applicable for sure. War is nothing but a duel on a larger scale. A dynamic, inherently unstable interaction of the forces of violent emotion, chance, and rational calculation. Very true. Going all the way back to Roman times, fighting in formation, it was who got tired first, who couldn't do it anymore, essentially was the loser. And of course other things went into that, but we're more of progressing here into a different school of thought. But for the time, I really like this cutting communications and flanking. I think that's very progressive, especially for the time. But this is also very, very true. We're still going to go B. Your unit is advancing in open terrain and comes under fire from a well-covered position. The men refuse to advance. What would you do? Fix bayonets and quickly charge across the open into melee. With my hat and my raised sword, it's difficult not to follow such an example. Okay. I would order a screen of skirmishers forward to engage the enemy while maneuvering the main body to a better position. Very good. I would fall back and find a way around the flank of the enemy. There's no need to engage on the enemy's terms. True, but you don't want to be too passive. Calm the men down and have them fire back. They couldn't hit an elephant at this distance. We'll go with skirmishers and maneuver. A group of volunteers with overdue contracts refuse to fight when your unit is just about to join battle. What would you do? Situational for sure. How dire and desperate do you need them? Keep them under guard and prosecute them for desertion after the battle. Okay. As all your soldiers are needed in battle, appoint the men without weapons to a regiment of their home state. Let them deal with it. That's pretty practical. Depends on my rank. Have them tried for desertion there and then and shot as a warning to others who may want to desert. No, we're not that nuts. Take their weapons and allow other military and all other military gear and simply let them find their way home like Cold Mountain. No, we're just going to keep them under guard and then we'll prosecute them later. What is the most important role for cavalry in modern war? Ooh, I'm assuming modern war as in this contemporary time. Not today. Keeping lines of communication open and delivering orders when required. All right. Charging and breaking waving enemy lines with the cold steel. I like that. Scouting ahead of armies and harassing enemy lines of communications. Bingo. Protecting the supply trains and preventing desertion in the rear. Let me go see. Communications to your commander are lost, and an overwhelming enemy force is moving your way. What would you do? Stand and fight to the last man if needed, as were your last orders. Giving ground could endanger the whole army. True, but situational. Order your deputy to lead the battle. No, we're not going to do that, and you wouldn't just ride off. I mean, if this was really the case, I mean, you'd want to be in control. Prepare to fight a delaying action to avoid high casualties, even if it endangers your commander's battle plan. Take this great opportunity to prove your military prowess and charge the enemy head on. Winning here would be the stuff of legends, and also suicide. I think this doesn't say retreat, this is just a delay. So if we're just pivoting, that makes the most sense to me. You are ordered to hold the line, but in front of you, there's even better ground. What would you do? Hold the ground. Orders are orders, and the commander gives them for a reason. Yeah. Immediately send skirmishers and engineers to inspect the terrain and a courier to propose relocating your unit to your commander. I like that a lot better. Okay. Take the initiative and move your unit forward to cover the better ground. Your commander will thank you later. I like that a lot. No, I would not ride myself. I mean, we're talking about the pitch of battle. You got them on the run. You gotta take the best ground. You are advancing to flank an enemy position, but the men are dead tired. What would you do? Order a forced march to surprise the enemy, even if only part of your men can keep up. You kind of counterbalance the surprise element if you don't have a full force here. Make sure you will reach the flank with fresh troops. Better to engage with rested troops, even if the enemy has time to refuse the flank. That's a little too passive for us. We're not going to consult your subordinates. Dismount and rush forward with a drawn sword. Men of Alabama, on me. I like it. Which of the following qualities is most important to an officer? Authority, as one needs to make the men follow orders and the rules even in difficult conditions. True. Personal example, that's what we're about, as the soldiers are more likely to follow someone into danger. The ability to think outside the box and not be predictable in battle. Always great. The ability to quickly make decisions. Okay. Even if the situation around is unclear. All these are great and applicable. To me, this is the biggest one. The worst thing is a commander who can't make decisions. So you have to be able to act clearly, concisely, and without hesitation. And that's our guy. Which of the following qualities in an army is most important in winning wars? The fighting spirit of the men, their love for their country, and support for the nation's cause, hearts and minds. And they rallied around a cause, right? Unity of command and effort, which allows officers of all levels to take initiative according to commander's intent. Yeah, it's kind of blur. Tactical skills of the commanders who have studied and understood the art of war. All right. Amateurs study tactics. Professionals study supply. No. We'll go with the fighting spirit. Which of the following tactical principles is most important in your opinion? The use of interior lines to quickly shift point of main effort to defeat the enemy one piece at a time. Okay. Economic use of force to always have a reserve and to keep the men alive to fight another day. Yeah, to an extent for sure. Prudent maneuvering, consolidating lines of communications and logistical nodes before advancing further. That has its place, but again, it's a little too passive for us. Surprise and violence of action are force multipliers. Yeah. That allow even the underdog to prevail against a numerically superior enemy, which no doubt we will always find ourselves in this case. I like that. Final question, and you will soon be in combat. If you could do only one of the following before marching out with your unit, which would it be? Gather the men and say some inspirational words to motivate them. We have a mission to accomplish, indeed. Go to my home church and confess my sins. All right. I'm assuming this is before deployment. Otherwise, I mean, we're in Virginia and we don't have time to take a train, right? I would throw an unforgettable party to my friends. Beautiful. Love it. Spend time with family and loved ones. Who knows when I will have the possibility to meet them again. I mean, we're a man of action. We got a mission. Inspire the men. All right, let's check it out what we got going on here. All right. So we are a captain, we're a veteran, we're a West Point graduate, and an engineer. Check that out. Okay, nice. What does this say? Value of fieldworks. This makes his unit better in siege warfare and constructing or overcoming obstacles. I like it a lot. Having worked his way from a midshipman up to commissioned officer, he can be given command of a ship or a squadron. You're moving up in the world, sir. So we are reliable, great, loyal soldier in service to the country. Party animal, no doubt, sir. Reckless, ooh, no coward, that's for sure, but you've... All right. Unflinching, you are known to be cool as ice under pressure. It's like the stress of leadership and battle doesn't affect you at all. That's the most important thing. Fire eater. You are conservative to the bone and don't keep that to yourself. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're not radical, but, you know, we keep it real. So our fame, we're insignificant. Initiative, we're cautious. Influence of other senior officers, so we get a buff there of 3%. Leadership, he's liked. Nice. So the men trust this officer and he knows how to lead them. I mean, that's worth more than gold, right? Influence of senior officers, a buff of 3%. Good stuff. Administrator, yeah, we're poor. We don't care. Somebody else can do that job. Cunning, foreseeable. Still get a buff. Influence of senior officers, at 1.5. Okay. Let's sign up. We got some prestige here, 800, and money, 250. Good deal. Digging it. So we're about to get into the campaign map, and it looked really good from what I've seen. I really like how everything's kind of done. The only thing I'm concerned about, and this is why I kind of waited to start doing this. They've rolled out several patches, the developers have, and so the AI, I know the AI has been an issue. I've heard of some folks who've played one battle in 1861 and the war was over in 1864 and they never fought again. So hopefully that's not the case. So we get some good conflict here. And if not, you know, I'll skip through it. You won't have to just sit there and watch nothing. So hopefully we'll be okay. So here's the video. These are great videos, but if you played the game, you know what they're about. Great content and production. It's just very long. Appoint command. Are we already? Huh. I don't know why he would be here. Granted command of one of the following units: 5th Alabama in the Army of the Potomac. I'm assuming that's under Beauregard. 6th Alabama under Beauregard. 4th Alabama. This has got to be. Yeah, Johnston. Okay. I think we signed up early. We're gonna go with the Potomac. Although the prospects of possibly serving under Thomas J. Jackson are intriguing. I mean, we get the GOAT, right? Below the Mason-Dixon, that is. We'll go with the 5th Alabama. Got another video here. We're gonna just skip through. All right, so here we are. Let's just kind of zoom out here and take a look at what's going down. Peninsula, looks like we've already got some action over here. Okay. Who's in command of that? Magruder. Okay. All right, cool. I'm digging it. Looks nice. Like it a lot. I mean, what, 85% of the war was fought in Virginia, so it makes sense. Okay, let's check our unit, see where we are in the order of battle. Yep, Beauregard is commanding as I thought. Our commander is Ewell. I'll take it. Good deal. Good stuff. And look at that, we are first in line. 5th Alabama Infantry Regiment. Nice. Let's see what we can do here with our unis. Just make them, you know, make them look a little different, you know? Make them stand out a bit. And these are hardcore volunteers, after all. I like that. I like that look. Take a look here. I like that. I know it's not probably accurate, but I like that gray. And it does stand out from my previous campaigns that I've played on the battlefield really well. Steel gray. I think we'll go there. But I do like those digs. All right. I don't think we can even do any of this. Yeah. Weapons, commanders, and their ability. Yeah, I don't even think I have. Oh, somebody who likes us. Is that what that means? Commander relations plus 15 matching attitudes. All right. Colonel Wheat. Nice to meet you, sir. All right, good stuff. We also got the 6th Alabama, the 6th Louisiana, and Rosser. Okay. Let's check out what we're here for. So we are a lieutenant colonel now. 5th Alabama, 2nd Brigade, Army of the Potomac. We're 30. Our fame is insignificant. We're cautious. We're liked by the men, which is great. We are just flat out incapable when it comes to admin. Again, I'm going to hire somebody for that, hopefully, or appoint them to my headquarters. So I'm really not worried about that. I'm more worried about command in the field. Hunting foreseeable, that will undoubtedly change. All right, good deal. Let's kind of check this out. Why? Okay, yeah, because I paid prestige for the unit. Okay. Items. What do these do? Because who doesn't like a good cigar? I'll be picking that up, but for $75, probably not now. A whip. Army binoculars. What do these knocks do? Observe the surroundings, helping in decision making and thus decreasing order delays. That helps. And that might be worth our money here. Weapons. I mean, we definitely need a sword, right? We'll just go with the basic for now. Okay. Sidearm. Would I even have one as a... 05? Probably, I guess. Oh, the Granddaddy Colt. Do they have the Lamat? Oh, they do. Got my eye on you, bad boy, but I got to be a brigade commander first. Okay, we'll just get the Granddaddy Colt. And we have no ride, man. Damn. Okay. Well, you know what? A good officer doesn't ride all day, right? Ooh, we can even take a look at our provisions. So we're 160 LBs. Fit and fighting. Improved provision. Hire a servant to cook to improve your rations with locally purchased fresh ingredients and some treats from time to time. Let's see what else is available here. Can I move this? Is that movable? Do I need money for this? What's going on? Health and fitness. So we're good. Fine dining. With a bit of cash, one can improve quality of life considerably. Oh, hardtack, come again no more. Yeah, that's more fitting of our befitting of our status, I think. All right, let's just kind of check this out here real quick. See if there's any uni changes we want to make. The black hat, but I need a horse before I do anything here. But I think that's, I'd like probably a plantation style hat just to keep the sun off of us. Gray jacket. Ooh, look at all this. This is so impressive, guys. So well done. I'm loving it. Trousers. Nice. Okay. Let's take a look at the headquarters. We got plenty of prestige and an adjutant. I mean, who doesn't need an ear to hear your squabbles with what's bound to be, you know, an incompetent commanding officer? Okay, yeah, we are. We do need somebody who's got our backs. So this aide's duties include writing and delivering orders. Position of responsibility, since he must know true positions. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, knowing where the officer quarters are located, that's probably step one. So he's an aide de camp. Okay, I like this. Let's check this out. Okay. Ooh, administrator. This guy's probably going to be my quartermaster at some point. Mosby. Okay, so fun fact and random fact here. The CSA did not have medals or commendations for valor. The best one could do and the most equivalent to being decorated was to be mentioned in dispatches. So, unless I completely misremember, Mosby was mentioned in more dispatches in the Army of Northern Virginia's Robert E. Lee than any other soldier throughout the duration of the war. He was highly respected as an officer. You know, I would love to have this guy on my team. We're gonna bring him on board. Second in command, right-hand man and deputy commander of your unit, take over your duties in your absence. The only time we're going to be absent is if we get shot. All right. And then we're going to keep going. He'll support you in planning and also takes care of many of the minute details and administration. Okay, good. Quartermaster. Again, let me just see who's available for this. Archer. So we got Virginians, South Carolinian. Coltart. He's an Alabamian, right? If I'm not mistaken. Okay, so eventually he'll be our second in command. Even though he's a colonel. All right. Even though he's an 06 and outranks us a quartermaster, all right? Again, we already talked about that. That's going to be Bagsby. Okay, cool, guys. Digging it so far. All right, so I think we're going to wrap the first episode up here. Just kind of kicking it off, creating and exploring. And then we'll pick it up with beginning the campaign season. So thank you so much for stopping by. If you stayed to this point, thank you very much. And you know, as always, until I see you next time, stay frosty and keep Oscar Mike.